This is the PRC Accent device using New Voice software and the Unity language system. The Accent 1000 is about $7,295 and the Accent 1400 is approximately $7,595. The 1200 model is no longer available. Let's say that I want to make a few jokes, or I would like to hear a few jokes. Over here, I can pick myself, or the icon that would represent I. And here you can see we have choices. We have I'm, I've, I'll, I'd. So I'm going to say something like I'm joking. And also just like for you to keep a little eye here on the sun. So I'm going to select this key, I'm. And look at the sun. Now it becomes a venue for all of these options here. So I can say I'm joking. And then we can go back here to the sun. Again, you don't see those words above it where it was I like. So I just hit that again. And I want someone else to say something. So you tell one. I can keep going, and how I want to respond to their joke. I can laugh. And also here's the clear button. I can laugh, I can smile, say smile. I can say that's funny, or if they tell me a couple different jokes, and I can say that's funnier. That's how the pages work. So you kind of start, and then you navigate to kind of get to the layers of different things that you can say in the core vocabulary. I'm going to clear all of this right here. Let's say that I want to play a game with my friend. I want to play some checkers. So I need to be able to respond, check like king me and all that sort of thing. So I'm going to go to activity here. And this button here, having fun. And look, there we go, there are checkers. So now with this activity page here, we can select checkers. I can clear this and say jump. King me, so on and so forth. I can say if I want black checkers, red checkers. Okay, so here is the tools key. If we select that, we have access to the toolbox, setup key, and so forth. But if we choose the toolbox, we have access to various settings. We can create pages, activities, and also we can access our user area here. We can switch users. So we're currently using Esperanza. If we like, we can change to Unity 60, hit OK, go to Home, and it is displayed for us. If we want to change back, we go back to Toolbox, User Area, switch user, go to Esperanza, hit OK. Let's say we want to rename. We can rename Esperanza. Let's see, go to spelling, and Esperanza page. Hit OK. Go back to switch, and here we see it's Esperanza's page. Hit OK. Go to Home, and there we are. I want to look for a word or a phrase, and I'm going to see if it's in my system. So I went to the Tools key here, and then I'll just do it again. So go to the Tools key, Toolbox. Now we are going to the Review Vocabulary menu. We're going to select the Expanded Vocabulary Search. So there we go. So we want to spell our word. So let's just spell dog. Hit OK. And here it lists where I can find each of these. Activity under Go Fish, under Pets, and so on. So that's how we can find it. We can also do a phrase that way too. We can do a new search, or we can just hit cancel and go back and hit OK. You probably have noticed we have word prediction going on here. So the way that we manage that is that we go back to the Tools key, go back to Toolbox, and the word prediction menu. Here we can turn it on or off. We can also delete a name, or we can add a word. So for example, let's add a word. So here we go. I'm going to add Andy. Hit OK. Hit OK. And then let's just go back, adding Andy. There we go. Hit OK. Go home. Clear. Oh, we're going to spell. And there it is, Andy. Now if we want to delete Andy, we can go back to the tools, toolbox, word prediction menu, delete a word, spell, and let's say we want to delete Andy. We hit OK. And then we go back to home, spelling, and whoops, and Andy does not come up. We have and then we have any. So there we go. That's word prediction. Okay, so let's create a page. If we go to the Tools key, Toolbox, Create Page. Here we can name it. So let's just name it Funny. Hit OK. We can choose a grid size, 7 rows, 11 columns. So I'm going to pick that one. I'm just going to go with that and hit OK here. Now we can pick any key. And here we can spell a message. We can record a message. Right now we're going to spell a message. So here we go to spell, and let's say funny. Maybe we have some favorite jokes. Hit OK. Let's just see what it looks like. Hit OK again. Let's modify a page. So let's go to the one we just created, funny. And we have this large grid here that we can fill in. Spell a message. Spell. Let's just say Mork. Oh, we can delete characters here. We can delete words and clear. I just deleted a couple of characters and hit caps for. I was going to spell Mork, but I did 2 caps in a row, so I can just delete a character, hit caps again, and then continue spelling. So, Mork. And Mindy. Hit OK. And here, if we wanted to, we could change the color of the key. We can make it purple. If we want to continue with our grid, we can just keep on going. We can, let's say, I don't know, let's just pick a word. Hit OK. Pick our color. Hit OK again. And if we want to take a look at it, more items, funny. There we go. Now here we could, with a USB, let's say we had a voice bank, or we made some recordings of our voice, then we can upload those. You can put them into your computer system and then import sound file, which actually isn't working on this particular software at the moment, this version, but that is something that you can do. You can also record a message. That way you can personalize it even more. So it's even more exciting, especially if maybe there's time for them to be able to voice bank those kinds of things before they're no longer able to. All right, so let's create an activities page. So we go to our same toolbox, create activity. We're going to spell the name. Let's call it, let's say we like to listen to, well, let's see, let's do Oh, and by the way, here you can delete a character, you can delete entire words, or you can clear the entire text box. So that's kind of handy there. So let's try concert. Hit OK. And let's choose an icon. So I'm going to go to Art and Music. I'm going to go to Music. And let's pick a symbol. Now I can change the color here. Might as well, why not, for the activity. And I'm going to hit OK. Okay, so let's say that I want to modify the activity. I click in Modify Activity in the toolbox. And these are the activities that I've created recently. So I'm going to select Concert. And now I'm going to modify an item within the activity. And I'm going to spell. So I'm going to put in vocal. Whoops, let's clear this. Vocal. Hit OK. Hit OK again. Now we're going to create a scene page, which is probably my favorite thing. So we're going to create a page and we're going to name it. So a template that we're going to use is a bathroom. So I'm going to put bathroom here. Select OK. Choose the grid size. I'm going to stick with the 7 rows, 11 columns, and I'm going to create page from a template. I'm going to select any key here and select Change Visual Scene. Choose a scene. Pick the bathroom scene. Hit OK. Alright, and so in order for the keys to be seen through this picture, we have to increase the transparency. So we're just going to increase that a little bit here. Hit OK. Okay, so now we're going to choose a key to define here. So we have our bathroom scene. Let's just pick one, spell message, shower. Let's pick another one. See, it would have been better if I put the shower button over here. So with that in mind, to make it relate to the photo, we have over here, let's say that's where they're going to find their toothbrush. Okay, well, let's just take a look at it. And here we go. So here's our toothbrush, and our shower more appropriately should be over here. And we can fill this up with either describing the items for the individual, or they can simply, like if they want to press a button to say that they need to go to the bathroom, or that they want their toothbrush, or a cup to rinse their mouth, whatever it is that they need. We can put this in all kinds of different contexts and different scenes, whether it be the park or the kitchen or the bathroom or the bedroom. Just to go over some settings, if we go to the feedback menu, here we can increase the volume, like earphone volume, for example. We can increase it, we can decrease it. Same thing with backlight intensity, activation beeps, scan beeps. Raspberries we can turn on, so if a button's pressed too much, or if there's some sort of mistake that occurs, then the raspberry will go off with something like that. So we can hit OK with that. Now if we go to the speech menu, we can change a voice that we hear. This particular version of the software doesn't have more choices, but here you would change the voice, you select the voice, you can test what it sounds like. You can also alter the speech rate with these arrows here. The average pitch, the pitch range, which I think is really cool, and the bass and the treble. They also have a different selection process for the auditory prompt voice. So this is going to be speech generated. Like if I wanted to say a message to someone, it would be with this voice that we just selected. Auditory prompts, we would have a different voice. And again, we would have the same options with the average pitch, the speech rate, and the bass and the treble. Yeah, so we like that. So we hit OK here. Some of the other things that we have in the toolbox, like a fun one would be the camera menu. Here you can take a picture and we can create a visual scene with it. We can save it as an icon. So let's see here. Save as a picture and hit OK. And we want to select a category for that picture. I'm going to pick school and classes. Hit OK. And also, I'd like to point out that just really quickly, some features, for example, the infrared setup. I don't really have a device to set up with at the moment, but here there's a variety from which you can choose. And you can add the device, and what it does is that behind the actual device itself is the infrared, and so you would point it and then it reads it, and it reads the signal and sets up the signal and pairs with it so that you can manage your CD player, your DVD player, all those things from your device, which is, I think, just really so amazing for independence. There's also Bluetooth that can be set up as well. And of course, we can't forget the MP3 player. And you can select a playlist to play. You can have them loaded on the device. You can load it with a USB and so on and so forth. And here you can manage it, play, stop, and choose the playlist. Here is an option for your earphones and the volume, both treble and bass. And just like any other iPod, you can shuffle it, and here's also where your playlist would be. All right, so now we're going to choose the access method, and we're going to use 2 switches. So in order to select our access method, we go to the Tools key, then to the toolbox, and select Access Method menu. Choose, well, we're currently using touch, so we are going to access the different methods by pressing this button. Choose different access method. Our options are eye gaze, joystick, 2 switches, 1 switch, and touch. So we're going to go for 2 switches. Now these are all the different ways that we can navigate the page. Here we have the acceptance time, the release time, and we have predictive selection is off, scan auto restart is on. Okay, so we're going to hit OK. Okay, so now I'm going to demonstrate the 2 switch access method. And the method that we're using is the quarter column row hold switch. So I have a switch in my right hand, I have a switch in my left hand. Here they are. And what I'm going to do is we're going to start with the quarters. It's created 4 quarters, and I'm holding down the switch as it's going around. So let's say I want to go back to the access method menu. So when it gets to that point, I release. Then I hit the other button and create a column. So now the other button being the blue button. With the red button in my right hand, I am going to switch over this way. And luckily, access method menu is right here, so we really didn't have to do that. But I just want to demonstrate how it goes across through the rows. Now with the left hand, the blue, I hold and I let go. With the right hand, the red, now it's going to go down. There we go. And now I select this with the left. And here we are. All right. I'm going to show you what the quarters look like here. So we're in this kind of a menu, right? So we have the 4 going on. Now I'm just going to hit OK. So there it is. I released it. Now I'm going to create columns with my left hand, the blue. I'm going to go over holding down with my right hand. I'm going to release, hit it again. Oh, sorry, that was my mistake. So we go with the right hand, we go all the way to where the column is, where OK is. Then we select with our left hand the blue. Now, with the right hand, we scroll down. And with the left, we select it. We actually select the key. And we're back to where we started. All right, so let's do it here. Let's find another thing. Let's just say we want to go back to our Unity language system screen. So, ooh, there we go. Now we're going to use our left hand, the blue. We're going to hold it and let go. Now with the right, we're going to scroll it over, let go. I was holding it as it was going over. With the blue, we're going to hit that first row there, that first key, and we're going to select it. Here we are. We're back. All right. So let's do it here. Here we go. So column. I'm going to select the icon that suggests it has to do with me. So I'm, that sort of thing. So I'm going to select that. Now, I want to select I'm. Whoops, I missed my time there. So now I'll just let go, came back, start on the left, use my right, left. So we just go back and forth and we select down and then with our left. So it has this opposite, this back and forth relationship with the two switches. So we have I'm. Alrighty, so let's just see what I'm doing. Alright, so let's go. Whoops. Okay, now just back and forth. Here we go again, quarters, and then switch to the other hand. Oh, it did it again. There we go. Now it's back in the quarter, so here we select again. Now we're going to scroll down and hit calling.
Calling.
So I'm calling. I think this is so just brilliant.